right? I love that.
Morning.
Let's see who on our panel is on right now. I know we saw Arash, so welcome Arash. And
Welcome,
we have
everybody.
Haley, of course. Haley.
Lee, I think Lee's on it,
I think
right?
Lee's on. We see Lee. We see Belle.
Hi, Val. Hi, Kyle. Kyle's right there, too.
Kyle. Is Kyle and Belle together or are they separate?
I think they're separate.
Oh, separate. All right.
Separate.
Cool. Who else we got? We got Lauren on. I love that.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi there. I'm trying to figure out my stuff right now. One sec.
Perfect. That's all right. We're just getting started. We got Rochelle. I know Salar's on. So welcome, Salar.
Hey, what's going on?
Is Randy on? Randy's one of yours.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Yay. Hi, Randy.
Hey,
Randy,
Ronnie.
Are you at your new house?
No, I'm outside. I'm at
You are.
yeah.
Whitney, you're the co-host, right? Yeah, you're the co-host. We're recording?
We're recording.
Perfect. Randy, do you know, by the way, we're going to introduce everybody, but Randy, one of our panelists, he bought a house this past year. Can I say that? Can I share that information or no? Is it
Yeah, of course. Thanks to Bonnie.
I'm always getting in trouble on these Zooms for
And it was another KW
sharing
agent.
secrets.
Randy, where did you buy? Where did you buy?
Townhome in Woodland Hills.
Gorgeous.
And who used to own the townhome?
Yeah, it was a KW and Tino Sherman Oaks family transaction.
Yes,
It was Masheed, and then Bonnie represented us.
So Masheed, it was Masheed's house. He bought Masheed's house. Miriam's on too. We got everybody on. I love it.
Yes.
Alex. Are we missing Alex?
Yeah, Alex, where are you?
Alex isn't on. All right. Well,
He's coming.
I'm sure he'll be on any minute. So anyways, let's get started because I see we're at 11:03 and this is a little different for me being here co-hosting.
We love it.
So Bonnie, make sure you just jump in
I will.
and talk over me anytime, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But thank you all for getting on. And this is our first panel of the year. It's our first panel doing it here by Zoom. And thankfully with all of people being able to get their vaccine that want it, right? We'll be back in person real soon. So that's my hope for the future for all of us. But I do want to introduce and acknowledge all of our panelists. All of our panelists today were part of our mentorship program. We call it training program here at Keller Williams and Encino Sherman Oaks. Some of them got into real estate in the last year and blew through the program. Some of them got in right before COVID. And,
That's so true.
you know, so
But congratulations to all of you, truthfully, all of you
yeah,
that are on this panel and the others.
We've seen so many great success stories, and that's why it was important for me. We usually do a lot of panels in our office, and it was important for me to do the first one of the year with our graduates for the last year because you're such a big part of this office, and I know a lot of you did just get into this industry in the middle of COVID, have changed your careers. So I thought it'd be motivating and inspiring for all of you. So to that point, if you have questions, I hope you brought them with you. We are going to let you ask questions to our panelists at the end of the program. But if you are a panelist, please unmute yourself. Just make sure the background isn't noisy. And so then we can chime in. So to that, we want to welcome Alex Yosefi, Arash Davidi, Haley Murphy, Kyle Birch, Lauren Murdoch, Lee Beckman, Miriam Ansari, Randy Choi, Rochelle Townsend, Salar Tabrizi, and Belle Ionikov. So congratulations and welcome. Join us on the
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Since we do have 11 panelists and, you know, an hour, you know, I'm just kind of ask some questions and get as many of you that can share your feedback and your insight with us as possible. So I did not give our panelists the questions ahead of time. I gave them an idea of what we'd be talking about. So, you know, as I'm talking to some of you, if you have your answer getting ready, feel free to jump in and share your spot too, so we get to hear from all of you. Okay? Deal? All right. So I kind of wanted to start off. All of you guys came from different ways of life, different probably backgrounds and careers. So kind of who wants to share with us, what kind of industry they came in and maybe why they got into real estate?
Yeah, I can go first.
I love it. Rochelle.
Okay. So, hey guys, it's Rochelle. I'm calling from Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. I'm so happy to be a part of this panel. It's raining like crazy and it's a little loud. So if I can't stay all the time, I apologize, Dan, but I wanted to be a part of this and I was so honored to be asked to be. So you might hear babies in the background. I have been in property management since 2004. I came from real estate, the financial side. So I was in the crash. I moved out here in '98 and I got into processing, underwriting. So I've always been a little bit of the real estate on the finance side. Got my license in 2008, I believe, and I did nothing with it. And I joined KW twice, and just out of fear, I just didn't really move on it. And when one of my one of my tenants, Francesca, she said, come back to KW Encino. I came back out. I fell in love with you guys. I fell in love with the whole atmosphere of the office. And I said, I'm going to do it this time. And I started in 2018. I was able to fire my boss in 2019.
We love that, right?
And COVID.
For sure. And look at you, you're able to travel, you got the family with you and still do your business, right?
Yes.
Rochelle, who was your mentor? It was Demetra, right?
Demetra, well, when I started, we had three, Demetra, Paul, and Mark, but Demetra, yes, she has been my rock and mentor. And also within those class, the new the new teammates or graduates, what would we be called, Arash? What are we called?
Rising stars.
Yeah,
100%.
we connected and just like supported one another.
I love that. And speaking of Rising Star, you guys don't know this, and I'm not going to announce it today, but our Keller Williams 2020 award ceremony is going to be coming up soon. And one of you has qualified and is going to receive our Rising Star Award. And another one of you is going to receive our Rookie of the Year award. So stay tuned for those emails coming out.
What's the difference between Rising Star and Rookie?
Yes,
What's the
please tell
difference?
me.
So Rookie of the Year traditionally is basically the new agent that basically made the most money in the first year. So they killed it in the first year of real estate, and they, so they've done really, really well. And the Rising Star is an award. So the Rookie of the Year is actually a Keller Williams award. So we honor that award here at KWSO. But the Rising Star is something that we added last year. And it's just somebody that really kind of killed it too and is new to the business. So it doesn't have to be someone in their first year of real estate, but definitely someone that's new.
I love that.
That's really done an exceptional job and is a rising star. Right?
How exciting.
Stay tuned for that. Arash, since you're on here, how did you share your story? Where'd you come from? This brief version.
So it's first off so lovely to see all of you on here. I can't wait to connect with more of you as time goes on. So some of you know my story. Before I was with Keller Williams, I held a very prestigious job at UCLA in the field of student affairs. And I was unfulfilled. And my really good friend, / role model and mentor kept telling me, I feel like you should do real estate. I think you should take a stab at it. I think you'll do good at it. So I got my license, but I was still at UCLA. And then I told myself, I want to take the leap in it. So then I decided to take the leap. And right when I took the leap, what happened? The pandemic.
Yeah.
And that was I felt really deflated by that for a while, because here I was gaining all this momentum, sitting open houses, doing showings, going to Ignite, which was so beneficial. But then the pandemic happens 2 weeks later. But what happens 2 months later is I closed my first deal.
Wow, that's
Nice.
so exciting, Arash. That's great. I love hearing everybody's stories.
Yeah, so I kind of, tell people, the new agents, is when one door closes, another one opens. And I know that sounds cliche, but it happens.
For sure. That's awesome, Arash. Great job. For some of you that on that kind of same line, so some of you joined in the middle of COVID, new to the office, new to real estate. Where did you get your business from? I know Lee's one of them.
Randy, let's talk about Randy.
Randy was right before, right?
Yeah.
So we'll get to Randy right after.
Okay.
But Lee.
Hey, how are you guys? So I started basically right in the middle of this pandemic. I was supposed to take my test last March, and then with all the delays with COVID, I didn't actually get my license until June of last year. So we were really in the middle of the pandemic, and it was kind of unknown what was actually going to happen with not just my career, but the housing market. Everything was just so all over the place in the pandemic and the closures and the lockdowns. So I met with Dan and I signed up, and then I just kind of like hit the ground running right from the beginning. I formerly was in a bank career before for many years, so I had a solid job, and then I decided just to leave that because it was like unfulfilling, like Arash said, for his career. So I took the leap and finally made the move to get into real estate. And with not knowing, I just dived in, and then I just started finding clients from my database, people that I knew previously in my career. And I had my first transaction within the first couple of weeks, actually getting my license, which I was very fortunate. But I think the biggest piece of advice is not to like have any fear and just go for it. And then, just get in there, take the classes, and then just learn as you go as well. That helped me a lot for my success.
I love that. And where did you go for your first clients?
I just we were home a lot because we were still pretty much on lockdown back last year. I just went through my entire database, people I knew previously, either personally or professionally, and I just did a lot of connections with, how are you with COVID without even talking real estate. And then it just kind of came up that way that they had a real estate need because they thought I was still working in my previous career. So a lot of it was just making that connection, seeing how people were through the pandemic.
And you came into the office every day too.
The energy. I still come in like at least 3-4 days a week because I like the energy of other people. I know as we're getting out of the pandemic or closer to it, it just helps me around people, the energy, seeing people, hearing things. It just gets you in the groove and structure and stuff like that.
Nice, great job, Lee. Randy, we got you on here too. Randy, you were with a different company.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of experience and then got Kellerized. Share us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, I was with Berkshire Hathaway just for like maybe not even a full year, but I had my first transaction with them. It just wasn't a good fit. And then, I met with Dan, and once you meet with Dan, it's a wrap. You got to sign whatever he puts in front of you. So.
Thank you.
But yeah,
this is a fair deal.
My first transaction, it was a church contact. We weren't even that super close, but she remembered me. We were Facebook friends, and I tried to post stuff, and she reached out to me. We got her a condo in Hancock Park, and then about 18 months later, she reached out to me again, and I was able to facilitate their investment property as well. So it was a good, it's a continuing relationship too. So.
Awesome. We got a couple of you we haven't heard from, so I kind of want to get into more like doing business in COVID. Where'd you find it? What struggles did you have? So we got Alex, we got Haley, we got Lauren. Any of you guys want to jump in?
Ready.
Miriam, we got you too. Hey, Miriam.
Hey, Mary.
You look
Well,
great.
first of all, I want to say that I'm really feel so grateful that from the very beginning I started my business in this office, and to be surrounded by so many knowledgeable and professional people. Because I don't know, Dan, if you remember, but the day that we met, I had no idea about this business. I just got my license because I knew that I'm not a person to do 9-to-5 job, and now I'm doing like 24/7.
I do remember, and I have a horrible memory, but I remember our meeting and just your personality and how excited you were very green, as you're saying. And that's why I thought Marty would be a great mentor for you. So how was that experience?
That was really awesome. Jennifer, she was always there for me. And even now that I'm graduated from mentorship program, she never refuses to help me when I call her or text her. Yeah, everything was awesome. And the thing is that then for me, it was really challenging because I was new in this country. It's less than 5 years, maybe 4.5 yet, that I moved to America. And the one I started learning real estate, I was like getting to know how to speak English, because my second language is French, and it was so challenging for me to communicate with people and understand what they're saying. And also, I have no idea about the neighborhood and the area in Los Angeles. So I had a feeling that I just started going to university again,
For sure.
Yeah. What an inspiring story, Miriam. But kudos to you. I mean, all of us have that advantage because English is our first language. We're from here predominantly, but kudos to you that you've made such a success already. So bravo.
And I love that because I hear all the time, because I meet with a lot of people, right? I hear all the time people, where do I get business from? I'm new to LA. Not being from here, who do they reach out to? Well, it's easy for you because you grew up here and all your friends and family are here. You came from a different country only a handful of years ago, and yet you blew through our mentorship program in a year. Where did you get your clients
where did you get your business? I want to hear.
Everybody on this call wants to hear where you got your clients.
Where did you get it?
Right?
And the business back to my country is totally different from here. It's totally different. So yeah, as you know, a couple months after I got my license and started working, the pandemic started. So I didn't have the opportunity to expand my business through open houses or even door knocking. It was kind of like risky. So, or meeting new people. So I just decided to focus more on my sphere. And I guess I was so lucky to get some leads from my friends and my husband's coworkers, and then later a referral from past clients.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So just going through your sphere, your database, your phone, any way to get a contact, to get information from someone, to reach out to them. That's kind of what Lee was talking about too. And connecting with those people, reaching out, letting them know you're real estate, and getting a client out of it.
And wouldn't all of you say just to almost be fearless is really what it takes? Get out of your head and just get going, because once you just go for it and jump in, I think you get your results.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Kyle and Bill. Well, this happens quite a bit, where I can say a couple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in all the marketing.
A power couple is that.
It's in all the marketing, right?
Yeah.
Joins, gets into real estate or works together. What's that like?
It's interesting. We actually don't argue much, so that's good. But when like lifting each other up, it's hard because we're both going through the same stuff.
Sure.
Voice echoing.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Oh.
I don't hear it too bad. They're already fighting. No, just kidding.
No, but like throughout there's still an echo, isn't there?
I think you're good.
Okay.
You guys sound good on our end.
We hear
But
you
yeah,
perfect.
so
Yeah, I think like
together,
when the pandemic hit, it's like we're literally stuck in our space with each other 24/7. So like trying to keep ourselves motivated and our spirits lifted and all that stuff has been an interesting thing to navigate.
nice. How do you reach out to clients? I mean, you guys have the same friends. Do you work together? Do you work separately? Do you hit two different angles? What do you do?
Yes, so we have different people that we knew because Vel was more in the restaurant industry and I was more in the entertainment industry. So we reached out to all of our sphere, like through Facebook, Instagram, phone, and that's where we got most of our clients in the beginning, which most of them lost their jobs or moved out of state because of the pandemic and everything. So we had to recalibrate all that as well. Vel nabbed one of his dentist as one of his clients. So
Right?
I think
They
our
lost
strong
Super
suit.
Bowl, so get them back, right?
Yeah. I think our strong thing though is meeting people in person and connecting. So the pandemic has been really hard because we can just connect through texting or calls or emails. But now that things are kind of coming back to normal, I think that it'll be a lot better for us personally.
I love that because I hear that all the time too. It's how do we connect with people on COVID? We can't go somewhere. We can't go to a restaurant. We can't go to a party or whatever. Granted, things are lifting up now, but can you maybe elaborate a little bit on what your outreach was? So texting, but what was the message you said?
Throughout COVID, it was mostly just checking in on people. I didn't ever start with real estate. It was just like reaching out to them, seeing how they've been, how everyone's mentally handling things. And then they would eventually ask, like, how's real estate going? Or what have you been up to? And then it was like a nice segue into that, sort of
Nice.
bringing up real estate.
Mel, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it was nice to reach out to people and just kind of be like, hey, we're here for you, regardless if it is real estate or anything like that. Like if you guys need absolutely anything throughout this time, just always reach out to us and don't be afraid of that. And I think doing that got me more comfortable to talk to more people just because I'm a little bit more introverted, you know? But during this COVID time, I was kind of like, all right, I can reach out to more people and I can hold conversations and not be afraid of it. So I definitely stepped out of the box.
And Kyle, you actually had a change. You were working another career and transitioning, and then you just had to jump fully on in because of the change in your career, which ended up being fantastic for you, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would not change it for the world right now at all. I'm
Who
so happy.
Who was your mentor?
Say that again.
Who was your lovely mentor? Was it Bonnie?
It was
Yes,
Bonnie.
it was Bonnie.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Right.
And I will say, like, throughout the whole experience, like, Bonnie did such a good job of, like, keeping in touch with us and making sure we weren't going insane. And, like, you know, keeping our spirits, like, up, which I can't imagine being easy.
No.
Right. And when those
Thank
days are hard, it's a good thing you love horror films, right?
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
We got a couple more to hear from. We got Salar, we got Lauren, Haley, and Alex. Who's on?
Haley?
I'm on.
Oh,
Salar.
good, Salar.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you. For most people, a lot of people don't know me here. I moved to United States a decade ago. I came over here with a student visa, and I got my scholarship in North Carolina State University doing my structural engineering over there. Then got a job right after. It took me a good 4 years after graduation to get my green card. So until 2016, I was working under a single entry work visa. I couldn't visit my family. It was it was pretty rough.
Wow.
But after I got my green card, I just made the leap to the investing side of the real estate. I moved to California from North Carolina, and I started flipping houses with a friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine in Hesperia, Victorville area in high desert. And we would buy properties from foreclosure auctions and start flipping them. And we did that for a few years until the market was saturated and there was not enough margin to buy a property from foreclosure. I realized there must be a better way of finding good real estate deals that can have good return on investment, good ROI. So I just listened to a lot of podcasts, read a lot of books, and I came to realization that the secret is not a secret at all. It's just, you need to just get to know people and constantly talk to people and just put them in notice that you're for real and you're really interested in their properties. And just like Mark Stipkovich always told me, on average, it takes like a seller 7-8 months until they pull the trigger. And during that 7-8 months, you need to make calls constantly, send texts, and let them know that you're still there. Finally, you get to, but this is just coming from the investing side. So after I buy the property, of course, I have a construction background. I do cosmetic flips. I do ADU conversions. Just got my contractor's license. We do new construction and all that. So to me, it's just The only thing that was the pandemic kind of revealed to me is the only thing that's holding you back is just yourself. Get out of your own way
100%.
and pick up the phone and make the call. English is my third language. I don't know anyone in LA. And this is my, I closed 2 deals right after the graduation, and I just put my new construction on the market. It went to escrow while it was coming soon. So I didn't even post the photos on it.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Awesome.
That's great.
Go ahead. Oh, great job. What I love about that is, you really can just do this business however you want to do this business. And there's so many different ways. So the investment side, flipping side, even the contractor and all of that. We have a lot of people that are in our office that are similar, or, the traditional, the steer route like me, the farming that Harma does. So I just love hearing all these different stories and different ways of just being creative and making this work.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And your mentor was Dimitra?
Yes, I started with Peter. There was a gap, but Peter was really busy, so I switched to Dimitra. And well, you think you know everything about real estate, but just it's simple. It's really not. It's people's business. And every day that I sit in this cubicle, listen to Dimitra handling like very critical situations with like absolute calmness, and try to calm people down, and because she deals with a lot over here. I just keep picking up the verbiage, the kind of sentences they use, the negotiation skills they use. I see Marty. It's just for me, it's just a crazy journey. I just keep learning every day, and I don't think it's ever going to stop.
I think I've been doing it 19 years, and I think every day is different. And I still think that's one of the things I love about this business so much.
And of course, the atmosphere over here. When I got into the office, I didn't know what I was doing. If it's possible to do it, even something like that, Bonnie told me, hey, this is the information.
Yeah.
So true.
And I love that too.
Bonnie. And I called Mark, and we set up an appointment, and the appointment was like for 30 minutes. It went on for like 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours. I keep asking questions. He just showed me the title code, do this. And I'm like, and he never even, it didn't look like that he even bothered for his appointment, like extending for a couple more hours. And he just kept giving me information, and I was just keep writing, and I just applied those. And I think just to wrap it up quickly, whatever you're doing, just be consistent and make sure whatever you're doing is just scalable.
Awesome. I love that because, people get into real estate because, they do flips on their own. They bought tons and tons of houses. So they come in the door, oh, I have this real estate background and knowledge. But you really embraced the program, the tools and things that we have here, the classes. And clearly, you just knocked it out of the park. So great job, Solar. Lauren.
I really appreciate it with the atmosphere.
Awesome.
Oh.
Lauren.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry. I'm hiding in the bedroom today. I'm working from home, but my fiance has the office and he needs that space. So,
okay, we're
yeah, my background's in healthcare.
Way to drop fiance, Lauren. Sorry,
oh, yeah.
I was on mute.
Sorry,
girl.
Thanks. Yeah, we were supposed to get married last year, but COVID kind of messed that up. So yeah, my background's in healthcare. I am still an MRI technologist. I have not had the courage to quit my job yet. I work per diem, so my schedule is all over the place, and it definitely affects me. And I know that I would be more successful in real estate if I would just have the courage to totally let that ship sink. And I got my license in November of 2019, so right before the pandemic started. And the first things that I did were just to call my sphere. And I was actually a little bit more, I would say, ballsy about that, because I kind of directly asked people for business. And I put that out there in emails and online. And it took me a while to get my first lead. It wasn't until June. So from November to June, I really didn't have anything, but I did call my sphere twice in that time. And I was also checking in on people. If I knew people in my phone well, I was just doing the check-in COVID phone call, how are you? And then that led to a real estate conversation. But if I didn't, you know, if it was somebody that it was an acquaintance, I wasn't going to beat around the bush. I was totally like, hey, I'm doing real estate now. You know, if you know anyone who's in the market, you know, please keep me in mind. I'd be so grateful and all of that. So, yeah, so I was kind of getting disappointed when COVID hit. It kind of was a big mental block for me. But then I got those first clients and then I learned a lot. And so far, all of my deals have been through my sphere. Everything I've completed except for the last one, that was a referral. So
That's awesome. And Peter's your mentor?
Peter was my mentor. Mm-hmm.
And I would say you have incredible courage, Lauren.
Yes.
I mean, just the fact that you can pick up your phone and go to your sphere, I can't do that. And give them the calls and give them that straight talk and ask for that business. So you're working your job, you're doing incredible in this career. When the time is right, you'll do what's right for you.
And Lauren, honestly, Dan and I know several people that are very successful agents that still continue their two jobs. They don't like promote it, but I'm telling you, they have never in 18 years let go of their other career, if you will, and they are killing it in real estate.
Wow. Well, that's encouraging. I absolutely want to let go of MRI.
When it's right, you'll know, but you don't beat yourself up about it because use that to your advantage, which it sounds like you've done. So
you just need a couple more checks.
Yeah. Exactly.
When they get so big, you can't deposit them through your mobile phone, and you have to take the check in. You'll be ready.
Some of those, please.
Alex, you're on. I see you. Welcome.
Hey, Alex.
How are you? Miss you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we're just talking about how we started.
Yeah, and where you get your business from.
Okay, so I never
your mentor, so we know that.
It's been amazing, and you know the way we met actually was because I was interning for Dan, and then Dan got sick.
Oh, true. That's true.
He left me.
It was my good fortune.
Yeah.
He saw a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was great. I think I was very lucky in terms of that. But I've never started my database. I think that's something that I need to start. I got lucky because my first house sale was actually my parents, and that made me learn everything because I basically did all the paperwork for my parents. And
you did it all. You did a great job for them.
So I learned both sides, and then I went to garage sales actually because once we moved, I was like, let me go look at my neighborhood, and I just started walking around, and I noticed people were selling their things, and I was like, if you're in a garage sale, you're either moving or you're renting or something.
Yeah.
So I talked to them, and then I got a listing out of that right in the same neighborhood. And then I had a crazy experience there, so I learned a lot there. And then afterwards,
That's a crazy seller, wasn't it? A crazy seller.
Yeah, actually the one thing I'll tell you guys, never open your mouth about helping them with giving them your commission to close, because I did that.
Good job.
That's another thing that I've learned is they take your money. So don't talk to anyone about your commission.
Yeah.
So after that, I just learned everywhere I went, I just told people what I do, and I got a lot of referrals that way. So right now it's been referral from referral, which I've been lucky, but it's been a little bit dry lately. So I've been doing leases. So I need to start going out and actually either knocking on doors or something to get listings.
And you're still working in another career a little bit too. So
yes,
you split your time, and you've managed to make it really work, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm getting a little bit worried this year, but I need to push harder and, you know.
You will.
So Alex, question: Were your 3 deals with all listings, all sellers? You said.
No, one of them was a listing, and the other 2 was buyers.
Awesome. I love that. I've never heard that before about
the garage sales. Me neither, Alex.
Right?
That's awesome.
I'm not going to drive by with my nose turned up anymore.
Yeah, Dan and I like, no, we're the shoppers.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's such a creative idea.
Yeah,
Thinking out of the box.
It is.
That's great. Last but not least, Haley.
Hey guys.
Hi.
So I was actually lucky enough to get 2 of my deals right before COVID. It was like December of 2019 I got one, and then February of 2020, which was like a month before COVID, I actually sold one of Bonnie's listings. I was hosting an open house for her and ended up selling to one of the people that came in. So that was pretty awesome. And then actually they wanted me to lease it out right after they bought it. And that by then it was already COVID. Yeah. So it was a little difficult, but I made it happen. And then I actually got a deal during COVID. My sister decided to buy a house, so I helped her out. So that was pretty awesome, pretty easy, I guess, since it was a family member.
But you worked hard to get her a great.
Yeah, it was actually my hardest deal
to
close, but I made it happen. Sorry, excuse me one second.
You know, my business had always been Sphere, and it's very stressful. I have to say. I mean, it's
definitely helping family. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't suggest like selling to family members. I mean, I guess everyone has a different experience, but mine was definitely difficult.
It taught you so much, Haley.
It taught me a lot. Like literally, like I think from that I learned most of the stuff that I know now.
Right. Okay. And if you screw up, that's an awkward.
Yeah. Right.
You did it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And And then after I actually was door knocking before, and COVID hit, and I started cold calling, and I think that's really put me ahead once things started calming down. A lot of my business, I mean, I've had a lot of leases lately. I'm in escrow right now, but a lot of it was from cold calling.
But you had a lot of success. You've been very fortunate with your cold calling.
Yeah. It's all about being consistent. So, don't just hop on one day and think it's going to happen. Like, you got to do it literally every day and for a few hours a day, and it'll happen.
For sure.
Can I interject here?
Yeah,
I just have to tell everybody, as a new agent, I was so afraid of cold calling. And I got to sit with one of the team members in Harma office recently, just for like 15, 20 minutes, just to listen to them cold call, because I was so intimidated. And I finally just started cold calling only a month ago. And I finally have gotten over that fear, and it's not so bad. So if you haven't started cold calling yet, like, it's okay, you're going to survive. And one just random tip, because my first sale, my only listing so far was my parents, but something also working with family, we didn't, Peter didn't let me know, and I didn't know that we could get home warranty insurance for the sellers. As a listing agent, you can pay like, I don't know, what is it, 50 or $100? We didn't do that. And in the middle of escrow, my parents' water heater went out, and they had to pay a few $1,000s for that. And that was really awkward when we went into see properties for them to buy, and the listing agent there was like, oh yeah, we always get our sellers home warranty insurance, and yeah, just in case something like the water heater. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, I felt like I looked like a fool in front of my parents. So get that home warranty insurance, guys.
Absolutely.
Right. All we need is
Hearn's amazing. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Sure if Sue and Bella were on, they would be like giving you praises right now. Great job. You do learn things that's, I always say this is a career that you learn on the job. So, lessons learned, right? And kind of speaking of that with cold calling and anything for the group, is there like a favorite tool, system, anything that you use that is just, that's your go-to, that's what's helped you in your success that you want to share with?
I actually, I hand dial. A lot of the people on our team use Mojo, but I've tried both. And from my experience of hand dialing, I actually get a lot more like meaningful conversations by hand dialing.
And your pace. And you go at your pace. I like that too. Haley, I tried it a month. I'm a hand dialer.
Yeah, so I prefer hand dialing.
Nice. Anyone else have a tool or a database system or anything like that that you want to share that helps you with your business?
Yes, I wanted to share, I've tried the cold calling thing, Haley. God bless you. It didn't work for me. I tried.
I second that emotion.
Thanks, Rochelle. It's just, I'm more of an up close and personal, in your face type of person. And I noticed that's what's helped me. Dan, you asked what tool do you use? I use the tool of social media.
Yeah, it's the best. I agree.
So how do you use it?
So what I do is, so first off, all my 3 deals stemmed from social media. 2 of them were people that knew me personally. One person was just a random social media person from Seattle who saw my content and reached out to me. So what I do is I post and I make things engaging to engage my audience, whether it's through humor, funny things. I'm sure some of you have seen really, really wacky houses or an underground sewer popping out of the hallway. And people respond to that. And then they say, oh, it stays in their mind that I'm an agent. So social media is really beneficial. Look, I know social media for a lot of people causes anxiety also. They don't like to use that as a platform, which I get, but it really helps to enhance and optimize your business in today's digital generation.
And those people that don't use it, then they're not going to find you. But believe me, there's zillions of people that do. So.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, you
Go ahead.
You got to go where the money is, guys.
Yes.
That's true.
And I tell this to new agents who reached out to me. And the reason why I say it is because a handful of new agents say, I only want to work in Encino. I only want to do business in Woodland Hills. I don't want to drive all the way out to Valencia. Right. And I tell them, well, what if there's a $650,000 deal waiting for you in Valencia or Moore Park? Are you going to let that go? And my 3 deals, Dan knows, all my 3 deals so far have been in opposite sides of the whole county. One was in Long Beach and one was in Canyon Country. So you got to go where the money is, because that's going to help you open more doors to closing more deals as a new agent.
All right.
Yes, and I have to piggyback off. I have to piggyback.
Rochelle.
Right, I have to piggyback off of that because I'm one that I need to call people and see what they're doing. And Arash actually helped me out in regards to social media. I took a couple of classes outside of Keller Williams and I got into referral groups. And so my first deal came from a conversation with Arash. And I appreciate that because some people hold things close to their vest because they're like, oh, I don't want to tell you my secrets. I'm not that person. He wasn't that person. And he shared with me. And I got connected with agents across the United States. And I got both of my deals because those agents, they cheerleaded for me. And it was with 10 of us in social media looking all day long for different states that would come up, and because it could get overwhelming in these referral groups, especially at the beginning of COVID. Now they might be onto the cheerleading. I sent a simple a text or email. Hi, this is Rochelle. I would love to earn your business. I'm in Keller Williams. I know you have a lot of great agents to interview. I would love to have 5 seconds to be one of those agents. And I got Agora Hills from a guy in Florida. And then that was my first listing. The second one was another agent who was in Chicago, and it came from there. And then from there, that became that lender. He was amazing. He saved the deal. So I made a relationship with that lender. That lender then turned around and gave me another referral. And then things dried up a little. And I did what you guys told us not to do. I went to Zillow. But I went to an area that I paid $300 for. And I went hecka far because it was $1,500 over here in the Valley. And I live in West Hollywood. Yeah. And when I get calls, I got 45 calls. And out of the 45, I had 5 deals, and 2 of them right now came from Zillow. But it's a lot of garbage. But I got over there, I went, I showed without pre-approval. And now to put a button on it, that lender put an extra $200, and now I'm at $500.
Wow, that's great.
That's amazing.
With marketing.
Rochelle, you are a rock star. That was such an awesome story.
Yeah.
And living proof of what it takes to make it happen, girl. You hustle.
Yes.
Input equals output, right? You're walking proof.
And through the fear of it all.
Right.
That's true. You
So,
stepped out of your own way.
and you for sure go, any of these services, of course, we don't like deter you from using them. I think the message is always like, there's so much you can do for free, but obviously if you have that money and you want to invest in your business, yeah, right.
And after the deals happened, I did that, guys, because I'm looking at my statements too, going down. I did Seeds of Success, 7,000 worth of farming, $7,000 and nothing. So I get it.
Yeah. I know we heard a couple of things. Is there a mistake that any of you guys want to share? Not necessarily a mistake, like a bad error, but maybe something that you learned
that you wouldn't do again. Exactly. We have many over here.
No.
I think for me, something that I learned was vocabulary is super important.
Yeah.
For
an example, can you, Val, give an example?
An example would be maybe instead of me saying, oh, there's no time, maybe I would have to say, hey, like we have to run on schedule. We have to make sure we keep on, keep on track.
Yeah.
And that was the scary part. That was something that was like, oops, I said the wrong thing. What are they going to think of me after this?
Yeah, you definitely, as you go through, deals and things, you learn maybe ways to say things better, to communicate your message, to relate to people. It's just part of it, Anyone else want to share something, Arash?
It's okay. I realize it's okay not to know everything, and tell the buyer or the person coming to the showing to say, I'll get back to you on that. Because I often feel like I need to know everything so I don't come off as a new agent, so they know I'm seasoned and experienced, so they'll stick with me and all that stuff. But you know what? Sometimes I have to tell Roy, hey, Roy, is this a gas fireplace or is it a wood fireplace? And Roy said it's a gas. I said, oh, shoot, I said it's a wood fireplace. And so basically it's okay to say, I don't know, I have to check and I'll get back to you. Just so you don't have to be a perfectionist. I feel like a lot of us, especially as new agents, we want to be perfect and come off perfect, and it's okay not to be.
I love that.
I want to say one other thing. When I first started, especially like cold calling and door knocking and stuff like that, I was watching like a million YouTube videos. I was, trying to just study as much as I could. And I felt like, because I didn't want to say the wrong things, but you just got to do it. Like the best way to learn is to just do it. Like just get on the phone or just start knocking those doors, because you could watch a million bajillion YouTube videos and it's not going to make a difference until you actually put it into action. So like just choose something and just go do it. Stop getting in your head and just do it.
Right, like Lauren says, fail forward. I love this because this is a perfect transition to my next question. But I do want to say a comment too. A lot of people, the classes are great in our office. I think they're better than anywhere else, right?
Yes, 100%.
Biased, of course, but you have to implement this, and you're gonna learn as you do things. So the business, I always say, is out there, out in this window, out in the world. So get on the class, take the things that you need to do, but you have to move and apply it, and you'll just learn through doing deals.
And if I can just add, I think a lot of you that did work with me, I always said, okay, the classes are great, the classes are important, but get out there and get your buyer and your seller, and that's where you're really going to learn. And wouldn't all of you agree that are on this panel for sure?
100%.
But to that, does anybody have, and I think I have an idea, do you want to tell the people that are watching what a class that you took here that you felt was instrumental to your business or that you loved to your success?
I love Veronica's classes, especially her was on, the listing, being a listing agent and a buyer agent. There's like a series of 3. And now that they're on YouTube and you can rewatch them, is really amazing. But those have helped me so much, especially when I've gone on listing presentations, just like re-listening to how Veronica presents so that I feel comfortable in practice and that I'm, I just have it down. So her classes have been great.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I'd also say definitely Ignite. When you first start, you kind of just don't really know where to start or what to do. So Ignite really like sets you up on the track of like, first start with this and then go on to this and then do this. So it's definitely, take Ignite, take it twice if you can. It definitely helped a lot.
I kind of want to take it again. Is that weird?
Take it again.
That's like taking Bold. I've taken Bold 9 times. So There's nothing wrong with it.
You
Nothing.
can definitely take Ignite more than once, or watch it on the YouTube. Peter Miller, one of our training directors, incredible teacher. I love that he applies Los Angeles and the real market here to that class. And speaking of Bold, we are going to have Bold coming in June, so we're going to announce it on Tuesday on our team meeting with David Jones, our Bold coach. So you're going to hear all about it then. I know we said any questions. Is there anybody in the audience that has a question, since we're coming up on the 12 o'clock hour? Either if you want to raise your hand or unmute yourself.
No questions?
These are your peers here.
I have a question.
I love it. Taylor, go ahead.
Hi, I'm brand new. I know cold calling is something that you gotta start doing. What do you do to find the numbers specifically? I'm sure someone will teach me at some point, but I've heard a little bit about like circle prospecting, and someone mentioned a program that they've used for like automated dialing. I just want to learn a little bit more about that.
I would definitely say get in contact with Mark and Serena. Once you choose like a farm area with them, they will do all the work of getting the phone numbers. They'll pretty much pull up all the phone numbers for the whole area, and then you'll be able to use those from there.
Awesome, thanks.
There's other ways of like searching for holes, going like twopeoplesearch.com. It's a free site online that sometimes you can get information from and things too. So you can do that as well.
I see a question in the chat that I could speak to about door knocking. I did a little bit of door knocking before COVID, and I brought a flyer with, I brought a flyer with me, just, you know, sort of speaking about the local market in the area. But I also I needed to do something else because I couldn't just talk real estate. It felt too awkward to me. So I also was asking for donations for the women's shelter. And I actually made a few contacts of people that gave me a bunch of donations, and I was able to send them thank you cards and keep in touch with them. So and a friend of mine who's been in real estate for a long time, she said that she always does something like that. There's real estate, and then there's a secondary thing that she's always doing. So it felt like I had more of a purpose, I guess.
I love that. And the question, if you guys can't see the chat, is about door knocking. Did you bring any marketing material besides your business cards? And usually throughout the year, we hadn't done it most of last year because of COVID, but the office does coordinate like either food drives or clothing drives.
Or
so
shredding
even
trucks.
shredding
sometimes,
trucks and
yeah.
things. So the office will create the marketing material for you. So as you do go door knocking in your farms in your area, you know, you'd leave the bag with the instructions and then go back and pick it up. And then we'd also support a great cause in the community too. So that's great.
When I did door drop, I did have a flyer as well, and it was the restaurants and what was open during the COVID. And so I did do door dropping during COVID, and, you know, I'll use that hashtag to in it together and the new closings and the new hours.
Oh, I love that. Great idea.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Harry, did you still have a question? I saw your hand up.
Yes. Hi, everyone. It was nice hearing everybody's perspective and you know, journey through real estate. My question to fellow peers that, you know, have gone through this journey, and for someone that's, you know, just to the same point as you guys, what do you do after graduation? Like, what have you done since you graduated to earn business, and like, how are you keeping yourself motivated? What's, you know, how is that drive continuously in you to like get new business?
I love that. And while you guys are thinking, this is Harry, and he's our most recent graduate of the mentorship program. So that's why he's not on this panel today, but great question. I love it. Who can answer that?
I can answer it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think, Harry, you need to just pick a specific area, like a niche, and you need to really focus on that and don't give up. It's like sun has a lot of heat, but it's not going to create a fire unless you have a magnifier glass that put all that intensity and all that energy into a very small area until you start that fire. So that's how I put it. You know, you just want to put a lot of energy, into a specific thing that you become really, really good at it and get some traction out of it.
I want to piggyback on that. Consistency is 100% key. Like if you're choosing door knocking or calling or whatever it is, Instagram or social media, it's all about consistency. If you try calling for a week and it doesn't work, like that doesn't mean that it's not gonna work. You just got to keep going. You got to choose something and keep going.
Something that helped us, we have our list of the top 10 people who are ready to buy, or they've said they will in like the next few months. So we've really kept in touch with them throughout this entire time. And now we have 3 buyers out of that list that we're actively working with, and we've gotten pre-approved. So it really is about consistency and having a list and just focusing and putting yourself out there.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, and just stay on top of mind. And of course, when you're in an escrow, that is the moment where you just feel so confident. And I do double the work when I'm in an escrow with everything that they're saying, because now I have that confidence while you're in escrow. And just don't let that excitement go when you're in your escrows. Just keep going forward. So a lot of social media posts, because people think that I sell more than I do, because it's just listed, just went out, to show a house. And so they're like, wow, you're really doing it.
Yeah, actually, I have that's a good point, and I have been doing that, and I did get that same feedback, because when you do that, just sold, just posted, just listed, in escrow, and people just like think of you doing a lot of business, which in reality it is. It just, matter of how you present it.
And what I say to them, they say, oh, you're so busy. And I say, I can always be busier if you know anybody that I can help.
Right.
That's what I say.
That's cool. Any other questions? Any last questions? We're almost at the 12 o'clock hour.
Yeah, and this is Charlene Mariano. I have a quick question. Hi.
Of course. Thank you.
What do you, for the graduates, what do you do to scale your business? What CRM are you using to keep in touch with everybody? I have like 2,000 in my database, but I want to put it all in one place. So are going through that, yeah. So can anybody share with me what tools they use?
Command.
I'm just using Command.
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 Yeah, Command. Command is
Command.
awesome.
I remember Harma saying in one of his classes recently, to answer your question, Charlene, that it doesn't matter what CRM you put it in, as long as you put it into something. So, in honesty,
yeah, and use it.
And use it, of course, but as long as you feel comfortable, it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, Command is good because it's integrated with everything else that we do at KW, and it's like easy to post from there, share from there, email from there, and all that stuff. Plus you have the support of, the office. But if you feel comfortable with something else, just go for it. I mean, even an Excel file would do.
Thank you, Harry. What about like Market Leader? I get calls all the time from everyone. They want to sell you this, sell you that, Zillow calls, and I have to deal with people wanting us to spend money on all of these website, the realtor geeks, all these things. Did you guys have that sort of website?
All the time. It's still happening. You just have to ignore it.
Right. I would have to add, once I became a realtor 8 years ago or whatever, I feel like I've never been solicited this much by other companies. And, just like Harma said, you can use whatever, as long as you use something, that's the important thing. But that's why Gary Keller and Keller Williams created Command. It's not just a CRM. They designed it so that it really have all the components of your business that you don't have to pay for. So even that's why Keller Williams made the agreement with DocuSign. So DocuSign can be integrated into Command. So it's just, you got to use it, it's whatever system that you use. And we have a lot of great Command classes, so always check them out on the calendar. All right, any last words from the panelists?
Do your vision boarding.
What happened?
I said do your vision boarding. Like make sure your head's in the right space. Have your morning routine.
Write down your goals. Keeps you going.
Write down your goals. That sounds like a 411 class, right?
Definitely take Dan's 411. It's helped me a lot. I keep up with it every single month and week.
You know, I was fishing for that with the what's your favorite class, right? Anyone else?
Yeah, develop strong relationships with other providers. Find a good lender, certified home inspector, and even a pet groomer. You know why? Because those people eventually could send you leads. And that's what's been happening to me. When you have a strong rapport with them and you have a collaborative relationship with them, they'll help you out as time goes on.
Awesome. That's a great suggestion. We have a lot of great vendors as part of our office.
Yeah.
So yes. Okay, well, I just want to thank all of our panelists, Alex, Arash, Haley, Kyle, Lauren, Miriam, Randy, Rochelle, Salar, Belle, congratulations. And I want to do a shout out to our training directors. They do an incredible job in supporting the office, including this little lady here next to me, Bonnie. But we got Armina and Demetra, Peter, Marty, and Jen. And thank you very much, everybody. And thanks for joining us.
We look forward to many more of you being on the next panel, we might add. So thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
We already have quite a few graduates from 2021. So we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.